If you asked 30 different people what happens when you die, you'd probably get 30 different answers. But you've asked me, so I'll just give you 4. Everything that's taught among the world's major religions about life after death can be fit into one of 4 groups, 4 buckets, so to speak. One of 4 caskets, I guess you could say. Not funny? Got it. First is the idea of permanent annihilation. That is, when you die, the lights go out forever. No consciousness, no spirit, no haunting a house and scaring kids, just nothing. If you hold to a strict view of atheistic evolution, this is probably your view. However, there are some religions, sects of Christianity even, that hold to permanent annihilation as the punishment for those that don't believe. Second, there is the idea of a permanent spirit life. Though the body dies, the spirit or the human energy lives on in another form, in another realm, presumably where everything is bright and white and your dead relatives are not annoying. Let's hope. Some like to think that once you become a spirit, you'll be able to watch what is happening among those that are still alive, kind of like a really creepy version of reality TV. Third is the idea of perpetual reincarnation. In this view, physical life is repeated over and over. For example, Hinduism teaches that this cycle, called samsara, can be broken when one reaches a higher level of awareness called moksha. Once that cycle is broken, one simply joins the essential energy of the universe. This cycle can also be broken by convincing Andy McDowell to love you, as taught in Groundhog's Day. The fourth major understanding of the afterlife is that of rest and resurrection. This is held by Christians, Muslims, and Orthodox Jews. The Christian view in particular is comprised of 3 major components: rest, resurrection, and restoration. Christianity teaches that after death, though the body goes to the ground, the soul rests with God. That's about as much insight as the Bible gives. The soul then waits for the return of Christ to the earth, at which point the dead will rise and every soul will be reconnected to every body. Some will then be sent to a physical eternity apart from God, that's bad, and others to a physical eternity with God, that's good. That physical eternity will be a never-ending flesh and blood life in a recreated world where the effects of sin, like death, war, and morning breath, are erased and God dwells with his people. In fact, it's this time of resurrected bodies and renewed creation that the Bible speaks of whenever it talks of heaven. That word, heaven, is reserved to describe that place that is recreated in the end, not where your grandmother currently resides right now. I'm sorry for your loss. She, in the Christian framework, is, as a baptized member of his family, simply resting with Jesus, which sounds like a decent place to be. That said, none of us is dead, and there's no one in the world with any first-hand knowledge of the subject. Sure, some have claimed to have died and gone to heaven. I have died and gone to heaven. Literally. I'm here. I'm dead. That's why it's white all over the place. But their story should be taken with a grain of salt. A really, really tiny grain of salt. Barely even see it. Oh no. Now what am I going to do? After all, one such storyteller, a man named Alan Malarkey, that's his real name, has recently recanted his story as entirely false. What we're left with are the promises of those 4 main views. The question you have to ask yourself is which of those views is the most logical? Which is the best ending to your story? Which one offers you the most tangible hope?